The best of it. We'll talk about that in a moment with our panel, but I introduce them first. Fred Barnes, executive editor of the Weekly Standard, Mara Liasson, national political correspondent of National Public Radio, and the syndicated columnist Charles Krauthammer. William F. Buckley, dead today at 82. Charles, what about William F. Buckley and his contribution?
Well, he was a man of prodigious energy and intellect and curiosity. How can you not like a man who once sailed into the middle of the Atlantic in international waters so he could try marijuana? A man who ran for the mayorship of New York and promised that if he won, the first thing he would do is demand a recount. I mean, this is a man who he had a great physicality, a love of intellectual combat, but who devoted his life to his mission was to defend the best of Western civilization, and he did it at a time when his fellow intellectuals almost universally had been seduced by a great and fashionable and remarkably stupid idea like socialism and communism, and he stood athwart that. He once said, standing athwart history, and almost single-handedly he prevailed.
Look, he was the intellectual father of modern conservatism, and I think his passing comes at a pretty important moment for conservatives and Republicans. There's all this intellectual ferment right now trying to figure out which direction the Republican Party should go, and I think they really need some new William F. Buckleys.
I'm sorry, he was sui generis. There's not going to be another one. You know, my father was a charter subscriber of National Review, so I started reading it as a teenager. And, you know, it created this new conservatism that was witty and funny, and he was very mischievous as well, Buckley was. So when I was about 15 or 16, my dad took me to hear him speak. I'd never seen anything like it before. I mean, he was witty, he was funny, he was satirical, he was very histrionic, and you know, the crowd, I loved him. He was great, and I thought, you know, gee, I'd love to grow up and be William F. Buckley Jr. Now, I realized I didn't harbor that illusion. I realized it wasn't going to happen.
One other thing about the guy on a personal level,
yeah.
He was incomparably nice.
He was a gracious man.
One of the nicest men I ever met.
Yeah, wonderful man.
Let's move on now to this discussion of Obama-McCain.